Hey, friends, welcome to another episode of Live Boldly with Sara. We're going to be diving into this 15-minute episode. I'm excited about this one. My producer and I were talking about what do we want to talk about in this? And I want to share with you what to do when it gets stuck, when you are at that place of what's the point. That was me in January. I hit a low. I was like, I'm out, jumping ship, folding my business, doing it all. And I actually, not to that degree at all, but I've definitely been going through a little bit of a funk over the last couple of days. And I want to share with you some tools, tips, tricks that have really helped me to rise back up into the space again. So before I dive into that, I want to remind you that we have this incredible retreat coming up July 22nd through the 25th in the San Juan Mountains. Florence Williams and we are running this together. The retreat center is outside of Telluride, high up in the mountains. We're going to be hiking to this actual retreat center and diving into personal development work, coaching, using nature as therapy, really designing the life moving forward that we want to create, that is available to each and every one of us. So I'd love to work with you on this. If this interests you, Sara at sarashultingkranz.com, message me. Let's get you in. Okay, so let's dive into this short. I'm excited about this. Let me tell you, start with a little story. So back in January, I hit a funk. Exactly 6 months after the passing of my mom, which you all know was devastating for me. She died on July 6th, 2022. January 6th, 2023, I was with my dad and my family, and we were on the snowmobile trip. And not a few miles into the snowmobile trip, I totaled the snowmobile. I just lots of things happened, not of which aligned very well. And I found myself hitting a tree, totaled the snowmobile, and I went flying off the snowmobile and landed on the left side of my body. I was fine. Everything was fine. I didn't really talk too much about it because it kind of freaked me out a little bit, obviously. And fast forward into that, the mid-January, end of January, I really started hitting this funk in my business where I was like, why am I doing any of this? What's the point? Right? My mom had passed away. I was, and am still, will be for a very long time, working through the grief and the loss of her. And I hit this place of, I don't know why this is what's my why? Why am I even doing any of this? And how many of us have been in that space where we wake up and we're like, I'm just tired. I'm exhausted and I don't know what's wrong. And I don't feel like moving forward through the barriers that are before me. And, what's the point in any of it? Right. And so here are some things that I did that I want to share with you. Lean into the people, into your community that's there for you, right? Also understand that during that time in that place of funk, many times that funk is teaching us that we do need to slow down for a moment before we rise to that next space. So look at your environment, look at your business, look at the things that you are creating, look at what is in your life, the things that you are doing each and every day. And for me, what I realized was that moment, that impact of me hitting that tree and flying off that snowmobile and landing on my side was the moment of me. I desperately needed to slow down, 2022 was one of the most difficult years of my life. The beginning of the year, I was dealing with a lot of personal things. And then my mom passing away unexpectedly to me. And then in July, and then that month of July, I ran 3 retreats. And I was on this go, 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 go. And then, really sitting with my dad and wanting to make sure he's okay. That moment of impact was my realization that I needed to stop for a moment and ask myself, are you okay? And what does Sara need at this moment? And how do you want to live your life moving forward? I'm turning 50 this year. There's a big change happening, and I knew it, and I do know it. I don't know exactly what it looks like. There's many unknowns in this next year, many unfoldings. And that's also the beauty of it, because there are so many times where we try to control we want to control everything along the way to get to that end goal or to that result. And in reality, we're not even in control. There are things within life that we can be in control of, right? And yet there are so many things in life that we cannot be in control of. We are not in control of when people are going to be leaving us. Like that happened with my mom. We're not in control of so many things that the external circumstances of our life. What we can do is learn to respond to them instead of reacting, and also taking that moment of self-reflection when we are in that space of wanting to just jump ship and say, I'm done, I'm out, what's the use? and being able to sit in that self-reflection and make the best choices possible from that space. So that was my month of July after I hit that tree, and literally that momentary impact that changed. Because I always say it's about the moments. Life is about the moments. It's not even about the journey. Certainly it's not about the destination, but it's about those moments that we are experiencing things that teach us and guide us along the way. And for me in that moment, it was like this, whoa, like life, I have this grand desire to live the greatest life. And I do need my own moments of slowdown. I need to be able to sit in my grief journey. I need to be able to sit there and say, you know what? I just lost my mom, right? Like I just lost my mom. And I think that there's so many times in life where we are wanting to just push through, not realizing that in that pushing through, we're actually creating our greatest resistance. And so being able to actually take that momentary step back and say, okay, wait, what do I need? What do I need in all of this? And how do I want to live my life moving forward? And being able to take those moments to reflect over and over and over again, not just once, but many, many, many times. The one thing that I see with a lot of people is that when they're up against something, they react so quickly, right? They make these decisions and these choices so quickly that ultimately it's not the decision and the choice that they would have made had they have actually taken a pause and made a different one when they sit in that self-reflection. Every choice, every decision costs you something. And so remember that when you are in that space of what is next, right? Or how do I want to live my life? I will say that the slowing down in the being is one of the most important things that you can do. And then really, right? So that's one tip trick, like slow down, self-reflection, and then really find those people that can hold you in those moments as well. Unapologetically being yourself without judgment from others, where they can look you in the eye and say, look, this is what we see. And I know that right now you are not seeing it. And that's okay, because we're holding that space for you as you are rising into this next space too. I'm not joking, my friends. I was like folding it all. I was like, I'm done. I'm out. I'm jumping ship. And what happened post that was remarkable, is I took some time to myself and evaluated my business and evaluated what was next in this space. All of a sudden, everything started opening up, of which I can't really share with you all of the details yet. I will be able to very soon, but even this podcast all of a sudden got this lift and this rise from others where they were like, no, we believe in you. We believe in this space. Let's take it next level. And so, being able to receive, that's the other thing, an incredible tip, trick, tool. Being able to receive the help from other people and being able to receive the words of affirmation from others where they are saying to you, yes, we see this in you and we know what's possible as you are moving forth into this next space. I think, we are so freaking hard on ourselves. I was on a podcast earlier and I told this person, I said, we are our greatest detriment when it comes to our most incredible possibilities, because we are so, so unbelievably hard on ourselves along the way that we forget that we are human and we are meant to fail. It's not about if you will fail, it's when you will fail. And when we are falling and when we do fail, we are also it's our greatest gift of resilience to be able to step back up again and say, you know what, you've been here before because you failed before. We all have, right? Use it as a gift, as a learning tool, and being able to step into and really cultivate our own resilience to be able to stand again and take that next step forward. Knowing that we got a lot of people around us that are rooting for us along the way and our greatest cheering section, even when we don't hear them, even when we don't hear them, even when we don't see them, we do have to believe and have that internal belief that we really are creating impact. And regardless of what it is that you are doing, you are needed and wanted in this world every single moment. So I hope that helps you. Over the last couple of days, I have also felt, this is where I'm also going to step into really quick. I've also felt this, tired. I've been tired and I have had a hard time understanding, why am I feeling tired, right? Along the way. And what's interesting is just remember that emotions, grief, journeys, all of our emotions, they really do cultivate a lot of exhaustion sometimes. And for me, what I've had to sit with is I have felt tired for multiple reasons. I'm turning 50. So yes, I went and had 7 vials of blood pulled yesterday so I can start getting my hormones checked. And the things that I never thought I would do. I was like, wait, what? And here I am getting my testosterone and my hormones and my my lipids, like everything, my cholesterol, all the way down to the nitty gritty, tested to see like where my levels and everything are at. Because, I'm turning 50. Body things happen. You go through, I'm not in menopause, if anybody cares to know, but I will be. And so, it's all of those things that we don't talk about, right? That also play into our health and wellness. And so I've felt a little exhausted lately, and just being able to say, you know what, it's okay if I nap at 2:00 in the afternoon for 20 minutes and just close my eyes and say, you know what, I need this space and time for me right now. It's okay to go for a walk, whenever you feel like, and to say, I need some space and time just to work through what I am right now. And we are so hard on ourselves. We don't give ourselves permission to actually feel our feels, to be able to step into whatever it is that we need at that moment in order to be whole again, because we're always going through these breaking moments, always. And so being able to, when we break, just take, I call it almost like gold, right? Like where we can take some gold and fasten that breakage point together. And that's our self-care. And then being able to say, okay, we're whole again. And so whatever that self-care is like for you, then I encourage you to step into that and use it a little bit more each and every day. And then also consider getting your blood tested. I'm telling you, I'm pretty excited to see what happens with all of that. I want to know. I've never done that before. It's pretty cool. So I hope this helps you along the way. If you are interested in this retreat in the San Juan Mountains with me and Florence Williams, please message me and let's get you in, because it is super important to be able to find that community and to have those people in our life that can help us along the way. So these are some great tips, tricks, tools for you to use. And just remember that I believe in you. I believe in us always. And I always, always, always will. You're an incredible human being. I've been there. Life can get hard. And on the other side of that hard is our most beautiful light and the most glorious space of freedom and peace. Trust me. It's there. It's there. Keep walking, keep taking your steps. I love you, and have a wonderful rest of your day.